can't find my headband to like keep those flyaways away. But here we are. I'm going to try to vlog for the Avatar The Last Airbender readathon that I'm co-hosting, and I am the host of Team Fire. I have work in like 15 minutes, but I'll figure this out. It's fine. Okay, so the Avatar The Last Airbender is a 2-week readathon, and I, like I was saying, am the host for Team Fire, or the Fire Nation, and so I am going to be reading a total of 4 books just for this specific readathon, and then I will dive into my Fullmetal Challenge TBR, which I do have my TBR video up for both of these readathon/reading challenges, and so here we go. But I need to prioritize my Avatar The Last Airbender readathon books first, and so for the first week of this readathon, this is what I am going to be reading. The first one is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, and this is about a witch who lives in this like bog/forest thing, and the town next to her sacrifices babies for no godforsaken reason, and they know it. And she's like, why are you guys sacrificing these babies? They're going to die. And so she takes them, she takes care of them, and then she gives them adoptive homes where they will be loved and cherished. Mustang's taking a poop. He scratches for so long after he does it too. Are you done? But yes, anyways, she actually feeds this little girl moonlight instead of starlight, and so gives her like magic abilities. She's in magic, and yeah, so she decides to keep this particular baby, and it's so good so far. I am on page 86. 85. I'm in 85, which is chapter 13. I started it. I am buddy reading this with Annie, and yes, so she asked me to co-host this readathon, and then we ended up reading a book together. So we are reading this together. She is reading the first 3 chapters today, and then we will probably talk about it. But I'm just finding it super cute so far. Okay, anyways, I hope I love the rest of it, but yes, I have heard mixed reviews on it, so I'm not quite sure, but we can only hope, right? The other book I'm going to be prioritizing this week, so I want to read at least 2 books a week, and maybe even get a head start on a book for next week. But the one I'm definitely going to get to this week is The Shadow War by Lindsay Smith, and this is set in like the World War II era, where there is a group of 5 teens who all have their own reasons for fighting against the Nazis, and one of them runs across this pit or like doorway thing that has demons from the Shadow World in it. And so these 5 teens all come together in some way or another, and they decided that they want to take control of the demons from the Shadow World before the Nazis do. And yes, I did get a e-arc of this when it first came out, never got around to it, and I'm really feeling like reading a book digitally. So it's been published, so I decided that I would have a friend rent it for me, because my library system doesn't have this book, so she rented it from her library system, and so I need to finish it and give it back to her because I don't want to have to pay a fine for her library card. But yes, the other e-arc that I'm going to be reading next week is on my Kindle, and it is the actual e-arc, even though it's already published. But yes, I am trying to make a dent in my arcs so then I can request more, but I want to get my list down a little bit and my ratio up, so I know that I will be approved for arcs that I decide to, you know, like request. So here we are, Shadow War. I'm actually really excited about it, and yes, I don't know if either of these 2 have any romance in it. This one is a middle grade, and it's just about a girl who gets magic, and she lives with this super old witch and this grumpy old like bog monster. So I'm assuming there's not. This one might, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge theme within the book. So next week, do I have like a fantasy romance on my list? I don't think so. Rise of Kyoshi, I think that has romance. So yes, I may just have to struggle through not having any of my fantasy romances, and yeah, kind of go from there. But yes, if you've been on my channel, I cannot talk. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I'm not the greatest at vlogging. Like, you'll hear from me like 4 days from now and be like, I read all my books. I will try to do better this week, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But yes, I have to try to find that headband again. What is going on? My hair's growing, but like all these like little flyaways. Help. Hello. It's gotten worse. Don't mind me. I am going to be holding Discord sprints in the Avatar The Last Airbender readathon Discord for about 2 hours in 45 minutes. So those will start in about 45 minutes. But the book I'm going to be focusing on is The Shadow War by Lindsay Smith, and I've already kind of told you guys about this, but I am going to be starting it. I haven't even cracked it open yet, so I am really excited about this book, and it is a little chunkier, so I thought I should definitely like get a start on it. Yeah, it's over 400 pages, so get a start on it and focus on this for about 2 hours, and then probably after the sprints, but before I go to bed, I will probably pick up The Girl Who Drank the Moon again and start reading the next 12 chapters for my buddy read with Annie. So these are the 2 books I'm focusing on tonight, which I already kind of told you guys about was going to be the books that I focused on this week. So here we are. Yeah, so excited. Hello. It is Tuesday. And you know, I really want a Mountain Dew, but I told myself as a way to save money that I wouldn't spend any money that wasn't on bills or like gas for my car this week. So I'm gonna have to go with my vanilla Coke. I really want a Mountain Dew. I'm craving one. I want one. But money. Okay, here we are. It's Tuesday, the 3rd day of the Avatar: The Last Airbender readathon. Oh my goodness, come here. Okay. I'm gonna update you where I updated you yesterday. How's that sound? Hope it sounds good, because what you're getting. Hi. Do you ever get your nails done and then like you struggle to do things like open a soda can, but like they're beautiful? Oh yeah, they remind me of Naruto, not gonna lie. Digging it. Okay. What? Come here. Okay. What? Havoc's not enjoying his day. Okay. You know, I was gonna get up like an hour and a half ago, and then Havoc laid down next to me, and then I went back to sleep for like another like hour and like 15 minutes. Not my fault, it's his. But last night I hosted some Discord sprints on the Discord for the Avatar readathon, and like 3 or 4 people read with me. I only read for this first sprint. The rest of the sprints I was watching the Olympics. I'm really into road racing, which is super interesting. It is like a certain amount of like kilometers, but the men's and women's were like different lengths. So I watched the women's one last week, and then I started the men's one where they ride for like an extra like 100 kilometers or whatever. But I think the women's ones was like 84 miles because I am an American. I don't, you say a certain amount of kilometers and that means nothing to me. I need to get better at that since I'm moving to Japan. Havoc, really? What are you doing? I'm trying to talk about bike racing. Come here. You want to talk about bike racing? Yeah, you do. Come on. You want to come up here? Fine, I'll scratch your head. But yes, really into like bicycle road racing. It's so interesting. I don't know. Okay, this is a reading vlog. Enough about the Olympics. Okay, I did read the first chapter during the first sprint, and then I did read the second chapter after. Oh my gosh, Havoc. Oh God. Are you done? Hi. Are you doing the big? Oh, yes, you are. Okay, if you hear the bag, he runs this house, clearly. Okay, after the sprints, I read the second chapter. So I've only read 2 chapters so far. That is 20 pages. And I had to go and look to see if this was a sequel to something, because Lindsay Smith really just throws you right in. Like, in the first chapter, someone's already dead. In the second chapter, they really just, like, you're in the shadow world. Like, I thought it was gonna be something where this, like, one of the boys finds the shadow world and, like, tries to figure out how to harness the power of the demons or whatever. But it's only chapter 2. He has power over shadows in his hand, and there's some way for him to cross between the two. But I don't know. I'm super confused, but loving it. It's already super complex, and I love complex yet fast fast-paced books. So this is already fast-paced. We've learned about 2 of the main characters, I think. I think there's gonna be a total of 5, and each one has a different character that we're following. So like chapter 3, we're meeting and learning about Rebecca. So that's super cool. The first one was Ian, and the second one was Daniel, and then they like met each other. So I'm not sure who Rebecca is, how she's gonna fit in, but I'm super interested. Super complex. There's a lot going on. Try to stay away from some of the Goodreads reviews because spoilers, and I hate spoilers, and I don't necessarily like knowing everything when going into a book because I find it so magical when you're learning along with the reading. But I did hear that this does have a lot of like LGBTQ plus representation. Apparently there's at least 2 queer couples out of the 5 people or something. I think 2 of the 4 are together or something like that. Don't quote me on that. And then apparently there's a lot of death here. Torture. It is like World War II. A lot happened during World War II, including torture and death. So apparently this is gonna be a really heavy fantasy history book. So we're just gonna have to see where we end up with this. I really love heavy books, but that's just me personally. And then today I do have to read the next 12 chapters of The Girl Who Drank the Moon because Annie caught up to my 12 chapters yesterday. I did get the audiobook of this, and I do work today, and on Tuesdays I usually listen to audiobooks. And so instead of listening to Muse of Nightmares, which is part of my Fullmetal Alchemist like Fullmetal Challenge TBR, I might listen to the next 12 chapters of this guy, which is roughly, please hold, which is roughly 120 pages. It's this, and then move over to my audiobook for Muse of Nightmares, just because I don't want to get too far ahead, but I still want to make a dent in this book. So I'm kind of curious what the audiobook is like, because this is like a really it's like a very calm magical book so far. But yes, so Girl Who Drank the Moon, if I can listen to 12 chapters of this and then probably read the last half of this book physically, like I read the first 12 chapters this coming Wednesday and Thursday. But the audiobook lets me keep up, I guess you could say, while at work. So yes, work, I think I'm going to read 12 chapters via audiobook of The Girl Who Drank the Moon and then cross over to Muse of Nightmares. And then when I get home tonight, I'm trying to make a pretty good dent in the Shadow War. So that is my day. And Epic, what are you doing? Yeah, so caffeine, books, and I have to go to work. I don't want to go to work, but again, money. Hi everyone. Okay, I have this like phone holder thing in my car. That's not ideal. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure how to use it. That's a little better. That's a little better. Why not? Okay. I got my new glasses, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't usually wear my glasses in my regular videos. Well, I did like 2 videos ago. It's like I'm lying to you. And then I got my new prescription sunglasses. Look at those. Okay, I'm going to work a little bit early so I can sit in my car and read. So I got my Coke. My job is kind of heavy lifting, bending down, so on and so forth. I'm usually very tired, so I have my water to stay hydrated. You know, I just get very tired while at work. I sort books at a library. So yes, we get bins and bins of books. And then I sort them into piles depending on which library they need to go to. So I get a pile of just bins full of books that need to go everywhere. And then I take the books out, look at the tag that's in the book, put them in different piles, and then put them in the bins they need to go in to get to the library they need to go into for my library like system. And so that's what I do at my part-time job, because I had to get a part-time job because Pan is still on hold. So yes, don't want to talk about that, but here we are, got a part-time job. I sort books at a library. So yeah, definitely not using my degree in any which way. Not fun. The job itself isn't bad, and I like my coworkers, and yeah, but my life is on hold. It's not like this is helping me with like my career or anything, so definitely just on hold. I'm ready for my life to get back on track. We'll see what happens, I guess. But yes, I'm going to go to work. It's about 5 minutes away, so I'll have a good like 30-ish minutes to just read in my car, so I'm gonna do that. And yes, also I know K-pop is like near and dear to like everyone's heart, but I am really into Japanese music and Japanese pop and stuff, and I found what's his name, Shota Shimizu, if I'm not mistaken. I will put his name on the bottom in case I got that wrong, but his first name is definitely Shota Shimizu. I think that's right. Anyways, there's a few songs that I just really like by this guy, and I slowly want to teach myself a couple, and yeah, so I guess it's my way of slowly studying again. But you don't need this car update. This is gonna be one of those vlogs. Okay, enjoy. Okay, I read chapter 3. I know who Rebecca is now. She is Daniel's sister. We learned a little bit more about them, and their story is already heartbreaking. I think Lindsay Smith has done a really good job so far. I'm only 3 chapters in, but each different chapter is a different character's point of view, and she's done a really good job at discerning each and every character and their personalities, and like the way they hold themselves and the way they talk. Like they're at least all 3 of them so far, and like I said, I think there's going to be 5, are so different that it's really easy to hold them apart, and I'm just really excited about that. So really liking this so far. Yes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm on chapter 29 of The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which is page 240. I have kind of switched over to the audiobook because yesterday I was listening to it while I was working, and today I was reading it or listening to it while I was getting ready because I'm filming a video today. I know, who am I? The pacing is a lot, how do I put this? It's a lot slower than I was anticipating it to be, especially for a middle grade, but I am just really enjoying this. I think this book is a really great fall read, and it's very atmospheric and quite fun. There is a lot of like different like mystery aspects, like who is everyone? Like I know everyone isn't quite who we think they are, especially like the witch and the tower witch lady and so on and so forth. And I'm actually really excited to just kind of see how this book all just comes together. But the pacing is a bit slow, and I could see where some middle grade readers might have a little bit of like difficulties reading this book, kind of staying with it maybe because it is a little bit slower. For being like a fantasy read in a middle grade, it doesn't have like a lot of action or a lot of like in your face magic. But if you have a middle grade reader who really likes slower atmospheric reads, this would be a perfect one for them. But for a lot of other middle grade readers, I think it might be a little slow and their attention might not grasp onto the story like some other readers may. But so far I'm still really enjoying it. Right now it's like a solid like good 4-star read for me, but we will see because I still have about 130-ish pages left, so we will see about that. For The Shadow War by Lindsay Smith, I am on chapter 5, which is page 49. This book started off way more intense than I thought it was going to. I think I mentioned that yesterday. There are going to be, I think, 5 main characters or 5 characters all kind of working together. I have met 4 of them so far. Each one has a chapter in the book thus far. I'm wondering if the next chapter, since it's 5, if number 6 will go back to the first point of view, and it looks like it does. So I suppose we'll see kind of where this takes us. I'm really curious how all these characters are going to come together, work together, and do what needs to be done. But so far, I'm really enjoying this book. It was just like right off the line, exciting, and there's been death, and it's darker. It's definitely a World War II era-esque book where it's depressing and brutal and gruesome. So not sure how much more we're going to see of that, but I am here for darker fantasies, and so I am here for this. But yes, I am going to focus on these 2 books. Today, Annie and I are going to read to chapter 36, if I'm not mistaken, of this, and then finish it tomorrow. For The Shadow War, I need to read a good chunk of this book, especially if I still want to read it within this first week. I'm falling behind a little bit. It's the 4th already, and I'm only on page 49, so we'll have to get my butt in gear, okay? I'm falling behind, but here we are. I'm reading these 2. I'm also watching Las Vegas, a old casino show, drama, and I'm renting the DVDs from the library because my PS4 plays DVDs. And yes, so I'm on season 3, disc 2, and that is due back sometime relatively soon. I'm gonna see if I can renew it so I can focus on my reading and not on watching my TV show, but if I can't, then I'm gonna have to focus on my TV show before my books. So we will see where I get for this. Also, I got my departure date for Japan today. Okay, I'm leaving October 3rd. And I am so freaking excited. I have 0 words. Okay, anyways, I need to go film a video or 2, so goodbye. Hello, it is Thursday afternoon. I did not read last night. I spent the night last night watching Las Vegas, the TV show I've been rewatching. So I'm going to clean my office because it's getting kind of messy / cluttery. And then while I'm cleaning my office, I'm going to listen to The Girl Who Drank the Moon. And then after, I think tonight, I'm going to take a shower, put on really comfy clothes, light a candle, make some tea, sit in my recliner and read, which I haven't done in a long time. So yes, I'm behind. I'm behind on my buddy read with Annie for How the Girl Drank the Moon. That's not the title. The Girl Who Drank the Moon. And then I'm only on page 49 still. So I want to finish this week. And so I have about 3 days to finish this. Otherwise I'm going to be behind. And the 2 novels that I'm going to be reading next week for the Avatar: The Last Airbender readathon are both relatively large. So if I don't want to hate myself tomorrow, not tomorrow, if I don't want to hate myself to next week, words are hard, I need to get cracking. No Las Vegas for me tonight, only reading. Okay, well, here we are. I have my water, I have my claw, not a claw, my selfie slick. I cannot talk to save my life. Selfie stick / tripod for vlogging, you know? So yeah, I'm going to clean, listen to The Girl Who Drank the Moon while I do so, and then start reading. I need to read, so here we go. Also, yeah, this is me today. I put a hat on because I went to get lunch, and my hair is really greasy up there, so if I put a hat on, no one knows. Here we go. Okay, oh my gosh, what a good angle. Ooh. I continued listening to The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and I just finished chapter 35, which is 75% of the way through, and I am still really liking it. It's starting to pick up a little bit more. I feel like I'm really going to need to like buckle in for the last 25% because I think it's going to have the intensity I kind of wanted and kind of like the magical aspect that I really wanted in the beginning of the book at the end of the book. So I feel like one or multiple beings in this book are going to die. I feel like the author is setting us up for grief. Like, we're not going to enjoy who dies. I mean, we may enjoy one of the character who dies if they die, but yeah, besides that, I got to 75%. My room is clean, as you saw, and yeah, so for the rest of the night I'm going to be working on Shadow War, and yeah, just kind of relaxing and reading Shadow War. So I guess we'll see where I go. Where would I get to? Again, words. Hello. Okay. I have been reading the Shadow War for a little bit. I've read about 30-ish pages, roughly. Let me tell you, every one of these young adults has either been backstabbed, had their heart broken, or like some other like tragicness has happened to them. So far, I think my favorite character is Liam so far, and he is the one that has like control over like this like shadow world thing. I thought the book was going to start off with a character finding the shadow world, but Liam, who is the first chapter, first POV, already has kind of a grasp on the shadow world, as it would seem, and I'm really enjoying that so far. But this book has a lot. It has... So it's centered around World War II, and it plays with the like different like action versus complacency, action versus just sitting back and doing something. We have a character that wants to actually do something, and then we have a character who's like, the safest thing for us is to just sit back and watch. And that fight. It talks about World War II in also Paris and France so far, and like Algeria. It deals with whose fight is the actual fight. There is a black character, and he was in a class, and I want to say it was like a university, and it brings up kind of how the black community was treated in the 1940s, and the argument of whose fight is this war. There was both arguments of, you know, how black people were treated in the 1940s, and how most of the time they were sent in a white boy's place to fight a war, versus acknowledging that they were still American and that their country's war was still their war as well. And it included that back and forth. And so far, I just think that the conversations around all of these different things have been handled very well. The representation, I think, has been done very well. There is also talk of what it was like in this era for the queer community, both in like Paris and France and in the United States as well. And so this book is handling a lot, and I'm just really enjoying how it's being handled so far. I'm on page 77, and I think there's only been one thing where I kind of cringed at kind of how it was not handled. It was just like a passing comment of one of the characters, and it was talking about a lesbian who must have gotten top surgery or something, and the way they just described it was like they lopped off their breast and stuff like that, which isn't like a horrible description. It made me uncomfortable, though the comment itself matched one of the characters and how they speak and kind of hold themselves. So yes, liking this so far. I'm going to continue with it tonight. Okay, I am reading The Shadow War, and I just finished chapter 8. I am so behind on this book. Like, so behind. But I don't think a couple of these characters are who we think they are. Like, one of the girls is like seeing stuff. Another one can control the shadow world, sort of, and like the monsters within. And I just think I think these characters are gonna turn out to be more special than I initially thought, and I'm really interested. I have quite a bit to go. Like I said, I wanted to finish this on the 7th, and it is 12:17 on the 7th, so I'm gonna go to bed soon and hopefully read a lot of this tomorrow, but I'm definitely not gonna be finishing it tomorrow. So I'm a little behind, but I guess we'll just have to see if I catch up. Okay, hi everyone. It is Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday. I look like it's a lazy day, because it is. I just finished the audiobook of The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 star. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was actually like just really neat. I think I enjoyed the last 25% of it the most. I feel like the beginning of the book and the middle of the book was a little slow. The pacing was just, I don't know, like not up to par to what I usually enjoy the most. And then it just really picked up, it got going. There was more magic. There was just something about the way it felt at the end of the book was what I was looking for at the beginning and most of the middle of the book as well. So yes, I feel like the pacing was slow and I wasn't really sure what was going on for the majority of the beginning of the book, but I really, really enjoyed how it came together at the end, how all the characters came together, and just a lot of these characters are just so heartwarming and you really get invested into like them and their lives. And yeah, I think this is just a really cute middle grade. I do think that it may be a little confusing and a little slower for some middle grade readers or so for some younger readers, but it's still just a really nice, fun read. And I got quite emotional at the end. So here we are. But I finished it and yeah, here we are. Here's Havoc. Okay, so I am hosting Discord sprints for the Avatar The Last Airbender readathon today in about 31 minutes. So I'm going to be focusing on the Shadow War. I may start a new book today since I just finished The Girl Who Drank the Moon and I'm behind. And I'm behind about half a book. So yes, this coming week I'm going to have to put the pedal to the metal, you know? And read some books. So yes, let's see how much I actually read today. That's step one. Okay, it is now Monday the 9th and I was supposed to end this vlog 2 days ago on Saturday. I did not. This weekend was full of not reading and just being lazy. So yeah, but I did finish The Girl Who Drank the Moon. It is in my unhaul books because I did give it 3 stars because though I had fun with it, it wasn't my favorite book in the world. I can't see myself rereading it, and I did kind of expect more, especially from the hype. Annie, who I buddy read this book with, kind of felt the same way. So yes, I felt like it was just very like middle ground. If the beginning of the book was like the last 20% of the book, I would have given it like easily a 4 or 5 star rating, but it fell short to me. I was a little disappointed. But I did finish it. It was for the Avatar The Last Airbender readathon for this vlog, and so here we go. The other book I was supposed to finish this week, which I did not, was The Shadow War. I am currently on page 146, so almost halfway, meaning I am really, really behind on this book. And then I read the first chapter of The Rise of Kyoshi, which is only page 15. So I did start The Rise of Kyoshi, and yes, I think for next week, because I was supposed to read The Rise of Kyoshi and another full-length novel, I really wanted to read The Elementalist, The Rise of Hara, but I know I'm not going to be able to. So I think that one I'm going to have to replace with a different book with, I think, a sun or fire on it. No, sun. Ooh, I'm going to have to double check. Sun or fire? This has fire. That building is clearly on fire. But I'll have to figure something else out for that prompt. So my next vlog for this 2-week readathon will be finishing The Shadow War, finishing The Rise of Kyoshi, and finding some book to replace The Elementalist. Even though I really, really wanted to read it. I'm so mad at myself. Last night, because these books do have to go back to the library, I did read Yona of the Dawn Volume 7 and Volume 8, and they need to go back to the library today. So I did do that. Neither of these have a sun on the cover, unfortunately, so here we are. But yes, this is for the first week of the Avatar The Last Airbender readathon. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you are participating in the same readathon or any other readathon and how you're doing, because I'm really bad at readathons. books, even though I love them so much. They're part of my favorite part of booktube. I love filling prompts and making TBRs and all of that, but when it comes to reading the books, I struggle. But yes, first week down. Please like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Hit the bell button for notifications, and I'll see you guys all later. I love. Bye.